Hi, Matt. This is Suzanne Lancaster, and we texted back and forth about a month ago about storm shelters, excuse me, in the Wichita area, and you're looking for some land. And I wanted to give you some information about your website. I know you said that you were spending too much money on that already, not getting the results you want. I wanted to give you my take on what we could do for you and let you decide from there. So let's get started. First thing you can see, I am on your website. Um, a nice, as I said before, it's a very nice website. I like how it's laid out. There are a few things that I would change. The first thing I would change is you need a lot more authoritative content on your website. Authoritative content is content that is educating the consumers. So think of Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a huge online encyclopedia that everyone can submit to, and usually the people who are submitting are experts in that field. So that's what your website needs to be. And when I was looking through all of the links, or I'm sorry, all the pages on your website, and you do have some good information, but you just don't have enough information. And there's a lot of text on here that is the same when you go from one page to the other, and it all needs to be new information. That's one thing I would do. And if your pictures do not have any good titles to them, that needs to be changed too. So this one says Underground 3, that's probably the title. It needs to be a little bit more keyword rich. So I would say tornado storm shelter, KS Underground, maybe the location, maybe the size, just to give you some more keywords so Google can find your website more easily. The contact page, internet's a little slow today, is good. You have your name, email, and message. I would recommend putting a contact form on every page of your website. I know it looks not as quite as nice, but a lot of people don't want to go through looking for the contact us information, and it's a whole lot better to have it on the front page. Another good thing is to have a phone number on the front page so that people can just call you if they would rather do that. If you have any videos of an installation, that would be a really good thing to put on your website. Upload it to YouTube because Google owns YouTube now. If you put it up on YouTube with some tags that are keyword rich, such as tornado shelter, storm shelter, the city, Mansfield or Wichita Falls, um, underground, above ground, maybe those other keywords, KS Custom, KS Econoline, and that will help Google find your page more easily because you've linked it with that video, and you also upload the video to your website also, which is easy to do. Well, depending on your software, but I have software I use, it's really easy to do. Okay, so now let's go back to storm shelter Google listings. So I did shelters in Mansfield, Texas. The reason I did Mansfield is I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you've probably heard, you're in Rockwell, I think we've gotten hit a lot in just in this area in general. And Mansfield has about 150,000 people, so it's a good location to target, just to get as many of these installed as you can and save more lives. So here are the AdWords, and I know you've been doing a little bit of Google AdWords. I believe I saw your ad on one page. Um, they do work, but they're pretty expensive, and if you do them short term as well, most people can afford. And if you click on it, that doesn't necessarily mean that person is going to turn into a paying lead, but you have paid for that click. So a better idea is to get on the top of this area. This is called Google Local, and this is known as a Google 3-pack. And you want to be listed in these top three because like all these are tornado shelter websites that are listed somewhere close to Mansfield or actually in Mansfield. Um, the way you do that is you go get a Mansfield address, and you can do that at a mailbox store. A lot of people aren't going to go any further than clicking on these first three websites. Even if your product is better, a lot of people don't know that. So that's the first thing. And then once you get your address in Mansfield, then you need to submit it to online directories, as many online directories as possible. And the more online directories you submit your information to, which is your name, address, and phone number, the higher up you will get in this, and you will show up in one of these top listings. So you might be thinking, well, how many listings do I need to get? And those listings are called citations. there is a website called Local Citations, and you can see Armor Guard has 64 citations. So you need 64 plus citations, and that's easy to do. It takes some time, but it is completely doable. And once you get more citations than these guys, you will stay up there forever. You will not have to worry about falling down. So once you're putting money into these projects, you have that first initial cost, and then after that, you have to pay for it again if we do it correctly. This part is known as Google Organic, and you also want to get high up in Google Organic. Um, you want to be on the first page if possible. And there are some other storm shelters on the first page, but we can break it down and see what you need to do to get higher up. So I picked US storm shelters. So the way you get up here is what I was talking about earlier is content. So you need to have that authoritative content. You need to have your photos titled with keywords rich tags, and you need videos if possible. So let's look at US Storm Shelter's website. He has a lot of text just on the first website, or I'm sorry, the first page. The first page needs to have at least 1,000 words, sometimes 3,000 words. And you can see he has, it looks like about 500 plus words on this page. Another thing is you'll notice he has links from one of his pages to another page that are inside. That also helps. Links inside that are good quality links really helps. And I want to say this guy also has a video somewhere. There it is. There's a couple videos up on YouTube, you can tell. So that's another reason why he's ranked pretty high. If you've ever been interviewed by a news station, putting that information on the website is really going to help, and linking to that actual news source is going to help get you higher. So let's look at his links. So links are votes from other websites saying this website is authoritative. It has a lot of good information that's educating the consumer about tornadoes, storm shelters, tornado shelters. So we look at this software is telling us how many links this US Storm Shelters has. And remember, links are your votes. He has 57 other websites are talking about him. So when we figure out how to get you up on Google in order for more people to find you, we need to have around 57. And we can have a little bit less, but getting up around this is going to get you closer to the top of Google so it can get more people calling you. And this does take some time and effort, but is completely doable. It just will take a while. The other thing you want to make sure is that you have the same keywords that he does. So this website looks at keywords. So you need to make sure yours says tornado shelters, storm shelters, storm shelters, Texas. And you notice plural and singular is different. They're different keywords. So you have to be that specific whenever you're doing your content on your website. Same thing you would tag these on, put these tags on your pictures. You can also tag your web pages whenever you're building a website out. Make sure those are keyword rich. And that is about all the time I have for you. If any of this sounds like something that you're interested in, I would love to work with you. My number is 214-236-4678. If you want to give me a call, my name again is Suzanne Lancaster, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for watching the video.